Hey, what's up guys? It's Big D here. Welcome to another episode of Fishing with Big D. Today I just wanted to do a quick tip, show you how to video. As you know, recently I got some new catfishing rods I wanted to try out. Seemed like a really good company, seemed like a pretty good pole. Not going to trash the pole because it still works really well. I just had a minor issue with one where the tip come clean off while I was fishing. I don't know if you can see that really well or not, but let me turn it sideways. It broke clean off right here at the, I guess, the soldered tape area where they put the eyes on the pole. Therefore now I'm missing my top tip and it broke clean off. There's actually wood down inside of the eye. What I'm going to show you today is how to fix a broken eyelet on your pole. So I'm going to show you each step that I'm going to go through, try to get this pole up and going again, and hopefully it'll still work and not have any issues. So, alright, I'm going to adjust the camera and bring it down here to the eye level so that you can see what's going on. The next step I'm going to do, I'm going to take a smaller size drill bit and try my best to not damage this eyelet, but work that wood and shavings out so that when I reinsert I can get pretty far up and in there and that wood won't be there to block my way. And once I get that cleaned out real good, it should allow me to slide right back on the new tip of the pole. And I'm going to take some Gorilla Glue because it's got really good reviews on being really strong and good for fishing tips, and I'm going to let that dry. Alright, so I got my drill bit set up. I'm going to take a pair of pliers. I'm going to hold, that way I can hold my eyelet really tight while I try to burrow this out. Remember, you want to go smallest size you can that'll fit in there without damaging this. Hopefully this will work, guys. Just slowly going to drill into the end there. You can see the shavings coming out. Try to get all the wood out of there that I can without damaging my eye. And I don't really want to bend it either, so I'm just going as slow as possible. I don't want to, and I'm doing this in reverse. I'm just switching back and forth to help work these shavings out so that I don't have any issues. Alright guys, I think it's going to do it. It looks good and clear. I believe I've got all of the wood that was deep down inside there. You can see, I'll show you the shavings. A bunch of shavings that come out of there. Alright, so I've got the eye all cleaned out now. I'm going to go rinse it out with some water real quick. And I believe I was able to do that without damaging anything, so this eye is still good. This eye is original to the pole. Alright guys, so now I need to be able to work the eye back on the end of this pole where it's broke off at this soldering joint. As you can tell, there's a really tough clear coat on here that's underneath that. There's like a heat shrink tape that has, looks like little steel wound wire around it. So what I did is I'm going to check, and as you can see, my eye's not going to fit on that very well because it actually widens up a step when you get there. I don't think that that's going to work. So what I'm going to do, because this is such a really tough material, I'm going to take PVC cutter pipe and I'm going to remove just below that tape. That way I get a really good clean flush cut Alright, so now that that is gone, let me show you what that was. I don't know if you can see, but it's got steel thread, it looks like, through it, and heat shrink underneath. So now I've got a good clean flush cut, and my rod tip will slide right up and in there, and that's going to allow me to go the maximum distance up into the top of this eyelet. And what I'm going to do first though, guys, I'm going to run and I'm going to sand this down with some sandpaper, just real fine, so that it's going to be good and porous. And I'm going to make sure I got a good flush end here. I might round the sides off here just so that it'll slide further up in this eyelet here. Alright guys, so I've sanded this down really good. It's hard to tell in the video because there's such a fine clear coat over this rod here. So what I've done is I went and took some fingernail polish, and I've wiped this down really good, and I've let it dry really well to help bring some of that clear coat that makes it so slick, because I really want this to adhere to the glue inside of the eye so that this doesn't come back off and I don't have this issue anymore. So I've got it cleaned off really good. It's good and dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Gorilla Glue. I actually noticed that that one was brown, so I grabbed some clear Gorilla Glue. That way you might not be able to tell that this was ever broke. Alright, so I'm going to get as much glue down in here as I can. I'm also going to run some glue up and down here. Alright, so you're going to have a little bit of a mess. Keep you a paper towel handy. All I'm doing is I'm going to work this around here so that every inch of that eyelet has some glue on it. And all this excess is going to come clean out the end there. That's totally fine, guys. Let it kind of work around so you get a good seal. Alright, so now that I've got all that done, I'm going to take my paper towel. I'm going to clean my excess off because we don't want a big mess on your pole. Alright, so we got the excess cleaned off. Everything's looking good. Now what I'm going to do is verify that my eyelets are lined up just right. Because once this dries, guys, it's going to be tough to get it back off. So I'm looking, I'm checking. I just want to verify that everything looks nice and straight. I want these eyelets to match up, that way I don't have any issues with my fishing line. Alright, it looks good to me. So now my next step is to let this dry. So I'm going to go put this in a safe area, and I'm going to lay it to where the tip is hanging up in the air. That way nothing can tap it, smack it. Somewhere safe, it's not going to get moved and cause my eyelet to set up in the wrong direction, which would be awful, guys. Alright guys, we're going to come back and check it out after it's dried. See how tough it is. Re-thread it up with some line and see how we did.